So Invisible Sun has 5 different orders of Bisley.
Right.
Can you talk a bit about how each of their magic styles affects gameplay?
Sure. So let's start with the Vance. Um, so obviously, the Order of Vance is named after Jack Vance, the author, who created a sort of system where magic spells are these kind of hard to control things, and you can only sort of store a certain number of them in your mind. So in Invisible Sun, a Vance might have a diagram that looks like this, and that represents the Vance's brain, right? This is the Vance's brain on drugs. A starting Vance might have a number of different spells, and they'll all come on different sized cards. And so one card might be the size of half of this, right? So he would lay that card down right on the diagram, and the spells, all the spells, mechanics and whatnot are written right on that card. And so he lays that on the diagram, and it shows that sort of half of his brain is taken up by that spell. But he might have 2 others that are each this size, and these have the descriptions written on them. And so that particular Vance can hold those 3 spells in his head at one time. And the way that works is if a Vance has a spell sort of stored in his brain, he can use that spell throughout at some point. And if he spends some points, which come from a stat called Qualia, then he can retain that spell. So it's like the spell is cast, but he struggles to keep it sort of inside of his head. Or he also has the opportunity to just cast it and cost nothing, but it's gone, right? Once the spell is cast, you can sort of imagine this intelligent spell just kind of squirming out of his head, like some octopus with way too many legs or something, and scurrying off into the ether, now free once again. So that's how Vance spells work, and you can imagine that the more powerful the Vance is, the larger that diagram will become, the more sort of pieces that he can fit into that particular diagram, meaning the more spells that he can store in his brain as he sort of gets better and better at what he does.